Welcome to Mid Lane Madness, where we are putting every champion in League of Legends to the test in the mid lane. From Aatrox to Zyra, we're going to see if they have what it takes to dominate the mid lane. At the end of the video, we'll give the champion a letter grade from F being the worst to S being the best mid laner. Disclaimer: I'm not a professional League player, nor do I claim to be. Most of these champions will be relatively new to me in the mid lane. My letter grades are not to be taken as fact, but merely my humble opinion. Thank you and enjoy the video. What's up, everybody? It's JC, and we are back with another edition of Mid Lane Madness. And today we're playing the Annie pick, the mid lane Annie. And for our runes, we took Electrocute, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Relentless Hunter, Absolute Focus, Mana Flow Band. And Annie, before we even get started, we actually went in this game. We actually went against Deluxe. Before I even get started on this, Annie is an S pick in low elo. I'm just going to put it out there. She's probably the best for solo queue in low elo. Her and one other one, which we will talk about when we get to them. But she's top 2 best for low elos. So we'll go ahead and get it out there. Go ahead and get the letter grade out of the way, and let's get into it. So early on with Annie, again, you just really want to scale up. So we started with the Doran's Ring. Dark Seal. You want to start Dark Seal if you're comfortable with the champ and feel like you're going to snowball. If you think you're going to die a lot, don't get the Dark Seal. It's a waste. But we got the Dark Seal because we wanted to snowball. You can also start a Doran's Ring. But yeah, this game we went Ludens and Sork Shoes as our 2 biggest. That's our power spike is Ludens and Sorks. And then you can pretty much just one-shot anybody in the game. So yeah, you just want to last hit with your Q. It refunds the mana and lowers the cooldown a lot. So that's what you're always wanting to do, and harass the enemy champion as you can. But you don't really want to spend too much time harassing until you have 6, because that's when you can really all in. You can't really kill someone unless you get a gank before 6. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into this game, and you'll see how it goes. So here we're in lane, we're just farming up, trying to hit our level 6 power spike. Annie just hit it, or Lux just hit it, and then we did as well. So at this point, we're looking for all-in possibilities with our Flash R combo. So we're looking for any opportunity where we can just flash in R with our stun and get that kill with Ignite as well. But yeah, that's literally what we're going for here. And just last hitting to get our stun back up. You can also use your E. Your shield does not proc your stun, or does not make your stun go on cooldown. Here we flash in, hit her with the full combo, which is Flash R, then Q, and get our Electrocute off, and our Ignite. And down goes the Lux. And that gives us some stacks on our Dark Seal and gets us started on the snowball adventure. Here we're just chilling and farming once again. That's really all you want to do on Annie. You never want to just go crazy. You can roam a lot, but you just don't have to necessarily. We know we can tank her damage here, so we just full combo her. And we're able to take her down because our Ignite. And Tibbers chases her down and slows her, so it's really good. A really easy combo to hit. There's almost no skill shots involved. Actually, there really isn't any, especially if you lead off with a Q, which you can do. But I prefer the R. Here, Jarvan is just trying to all in us, so he does get his R off on us, but we're able to get our R down on him, and we pretty much 100 to 0 him, and he has to run really far away. The Warwick jumps on the Lux here, and we're able to follow it up. It would have been nice if we had our stopwatch there, because we unfortunately missed our combo. But we are able to get the Lux. We take her down with our Ignite, so not all's lost, but she does get the shutdown gold on us. But not the end of the world. We have our Sorks, and we almost have our Ludens at this point. We actually did get our Ludens off that. This game's not really going well for our team. We're the only ones doing really well. So we see that our bot lane is fighting, and they're really behind. This Zaya has 5 kills. So we rotate down, and we just want to help out whatever way we can, get some damage off on these guys, or get the kill if we can. We're able to get our R off on both of them. Rail flashes for some reason. She should have just accepted the death. And then we are able to get our stun off on the Zaya as well to finish her off. We Q her and then W stun her, and it finishes her off with the electrocute proc. So we're at this point, we're super big. We've got 6 stacks on our Dark Seal. We've got a Ludens. We've got Sorc Juice. We're working into our Shadow Flame at this point. That's what I was going to do, but we actually ended up going Zanya second because it's really good to survive any kind of burst. Unfortunately, Jarvan gets a lot of our turret there, but what can you do? He's too fast. We're able to get our stun off on him, but we didn't have any follow-up there, so not really able to do much. There we're rotating down. We see they're doing Dragon. This is kind of I don't want to show everything and all aspects of it, so this is not really a good position to be in as Annie. I kind of got overconfident because I was pretty fed, but yeah, it wasn't great. We were able to get the Zaya because of our Tibbers, but we did get pretty much bursted down because once you get stuck in ZC as Annie, you're pretty much dead unless you have Zanya's, which is why it's such a good item on Annie. We see the Zaya coming down. She doesn't have vision on us, and we were able to 100 to 0 her with our combo. We literally just hit our R on her, and she loses half her health, and then we follow it up with our W and Q, and she's just dead. Here we're just trying to zone off, keep them off the dragon if we can. We know we can kill anybody on their team. Rel is the only one that we can't just one-shot. Jarvan too. He's got a little bit of tankiness to him, but we are able to do half of Rel's health with one combo. So we're just trying to stay on the outskirts of the fight to put off our damage as we can. We have our stun back up. We throw in our Q to finish off the Rel. We're throwing in all our damage on each target, and we're able to win the fight pretty easily there and secure ourselves a dragon. The Jarvan is coming in to try and stop us, but he's not really anything. We just kind of 100 to 0 him as a team, and down he goes. We're out of mana, so we have to reset, but we wanted to try and get this dragon first. And admittedly, it was a lot closer than I wanted it to be, and Urgot almost died for it. But we do get it, so not all is lost. And we reset here. And I believe when we reset, we have our Zanyas. We actually had our Zanyas there. I didn't think we did. But we're 8-2 at 25 minutes into the game. It only gets better at this point. I mean, we pretty much can one-shot anybody, and then Zanyas to avoid any kind of burst. So it's super powerful, super strong, especially in low elo. As you climb and get into higher elos, you are going to be countered a lot more. And people know how to play against Annie a lot better. We almost have our death cap. We're trying to rotate up because Yasuo is just split pushing. And we don't want him to just take all of our base. So we go up here to try and stop him. Warwick's collapsing from the jungle. So he has no option here. He's just done. We're able to finish him off with our electrocute proc. It's a good thing about electrocute is it procs off anything. So as long as you get 2 abilities and an auto attack, it does so much freaking damage as you scale. It's actually crazy. You can also dark harvest if you like. Electrocute is just a lot better for that early game. We see a fight is going on in the jungle, enemy jungle here. So we're trying to rotate over before everybody dies. But the thing with Annie, again, you want to kind of stay out of, you don't want to be right in the middle of the fight. You want to play on the outskirts, do your spell rotations. That's how you win these fights. So we thought nothing was happening, so we're heading back to the mid lane, and then we see everybody start rotating back into the fight. So once again, it's like playing musical chairs. We're just rotating ourselves back in to the fight here. Rel goes in, so we have to throw our damage in to try and get somebody. We are able to get the Zaya as well as the Rel, and the team fight's pretty much over as soon as Rel's dead because she's their front line. And we just have so much damage that without her, they just can't sustain it. Yasuo, for some reason, goes in here. We just perma-Sloven, perma-stun him, perma-CC him, and down he goes. And then Lux is, for some reason, thinking she can. She flashes just because I got close to her. I didn't even have my stun up. That's how scared she is. But she's just trying to defend the best she can. There's not really much she can do at this point. We're absolutely massive. We've got a Death Cap and 10 stack Dark Steel, which we're going to get a Majaz with. You can't get Majaz, it's kind of greedy, but it's definitely good if you can keep it. We finish off the Lux and 2 abilities from about half health, and out we go because we're so fast and we can get in and out of fights super, super quick. And we're sitting at 12-3 at 30 minutes in the game. So we're at another dragon, and once again, we're trying to do our best to zone if we can. Warwick goes in here, so we have to come in and try and help him. We throw out all our damage. We get stuck in the middle here. It's a good thing we have our hourglass because it gives us just enough time for our team to get in there and do some damage, as well as us. And we are able to sidestep the Jarvan just enough. We get our ignite off on him, and he is so tilted, he's probably going to uninstall the game. Because he thought he had us. We're just so fast with our E speed up, and we ignited him to finish him off. And Urgot's able to take out the Xayah. So really good stuff there for the team. And this game's all but over at this point just because of how fed we are. We've got our Cosmic Drive at this point. And the next thing, since we're pretty much full build, we just can get a Majaz, so that's what we go for. So again, as Annie, you want to kind of stay out of, you don't want to just jump in, be in the middle of the fights by yourself, because you can get bursted pretty easily. As long as you have a frontline or, you know, an assassin to dive in first, or a bruiser or whatever, that's good enough. We kind of want to bait out the Jarvan there. We do. We flash his stuff. We're able to take him down. We're just going to chase him down. We think our team can win this, so we're just greeding out for the Jarvan. Able to finish him off with a Q there. Xayah is actually trolling. There's nothing she can do with us. We actually finish her off with a red buff auto. The red buff filled. We're so fed that red buff is actually executing people, so that's awesome. We tried to W stun the Lux. Unfortunately, we didn't hit, so it does happen. Does happen, unfortunately. Yasuo is trying to do something here, but we're not really that scared of him. Once again, we're so strong. If he does go in, we can just kill him. We're able to stun him and just take him out with our Tibbers. Yasuo should not be trying to fight us, especially when we have our Tibbers up and our stun. So he kind of trolled there, but it's Yasuo's. They just run it down. That's pretty much their branding. And that's pretty much the end of the game here. I'll just let it play out the end. But yeah, honestly, Annie is probably, we go ahead and zone this because they're trying to focus us as soon as the fight starts. But unfortunately, we're just so far ahead that they can't really do anything. Yeah, we hit her with a Q. It chunks her for half her health just from 1 Q. But yeah, that's again, I think Annie is probably S tier in low elo. Now, the higher you get, the worse she becomes. For example, I want my team to end here. I don't know why they're not ending. I was very confused about that. But yeah, as you get higher, people know how to play against Annie, and it kind of becomes hard to do any damage. Because people anonymize against her as well as pick champions that she's just not good into. But yeah, again, in low elo, I'll show the damage charts here. We did the most damage in the game. I'll show you the damage charts, like I said, and then yeah, she's an S pick, S tier in low elo, especially top 2, honestly, in the entire champion pool, I would say. And I highly recommend, especially if you're in low elo, to use her to carry with and rank up in your solo queue games. Alright, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.